And welcome back to the No Score Review Show, where we have in-depth critique and nuanced discussion of some of the latest movies, television, and video games. I am your host, Nick Green, and today we are talking James Gunn's Superman, the new release, the first release of the new DC universe. A new cinematic universe is on the horizon, finally, after all this time of waiting and suffering through the inconsistent and all over the place DC extended universe we've had for the last, I don't know, what has this been, the better part of
Forever, it feels
like
like.
15 years or now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a fresh movie, fresh new Superman, and we're gonna talk about it today. Joining me is Cole Parkinson, show regular. Welcome back, Cole.
Hey, Nick, what's going on?
It's a new Superman, and
It
it's
is
exciting times. I wanted to get
very.
you on. You sounded like
Yeah,
you were very much into this new
I
movie.
was. Yeah,
Um, I had you on for the DC extended universe kind of recap,
yeah, kind of full
and we
circle
shared
now.
our thoughts on that. Yeah, so it feels like a good fit to have you on for this new start. For the beginning of this review, we will just go spoiler free, and then we'll do an explicit spoiler warning. So worry not, we will not go into any explicit details as of yet. We'll just kind of give our general thoughts on the movie before we get into the nitty gritty. So Cole, let's hear it. Let's hear what you thought of James Gunn's Superman.
It. I loved it. Was it a perfect movie? No, but goddamn, did I just have so much fun for the full 2 hours? I was
Mm-hmm.
laughing. I was just smiling the entire time. It's great to have color back in comics. I think, the last
Right?
DCU movies, like, we're so, like, we have to be Christopher Nolan. Everything has to be grounded and it has to be pale and it has to be gray and just,
We
yeah,
didn't
like that,
realize just how desaturated the
right?
last 15 years of DC movies have been until we got punched in the face by this
Oh,
color
and it's
saturation beam.
over and over, like, and it's from the beginning to the end. Like, it's just, yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's crazy. Like, especially the suit. Like, the suit looks so good. And in
Looks
Man of
great. Yeah.
Steel and the last DCU, man, was it just so muted. It was just like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's the color. That was the one thing that really stood out to me just at the beginning, was just like, this is a different DCU. Like, does it kind of feel like a James Gunn Marvel movie? Sometimes, but
Yeah.
man, does
Yeah, for sure.
it was just fun. When you think of Superman, I always want to think fun. I don't need him, you know, killing his bad guys and letting his dad die for no reason. Like, let's have some
Yeah.
fun. Let's, like, he's a good superhero, and that's what he is in this movie. Like, he wants to save children, men, women,
Squirrels.
squirrels,
Yep.
everything. He's trying
Yeah.
to save everybody, and that's, and
Mm-hmm.
it feels like we've kind of missed that for the last, what, 12, 13 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's nice to have heroes saving people again after all
Right.
this time,
Yeah.
instead of just the standard third act Skybeam punching the
Yeah.
bad guys to save the day, having them actually care about saving people and seeing it on screen. Like we even got that earlier this year with Thunderbolts of all
Yep.
superhero movies.
Yep. For sure.
But it's just really great to see them actually doing that again. You don't know what you got until it's gone, I guess.
Yep.
But it's a great return to form, it feels like. And I feel like this movie had a lot of kind of expectations, weight
Yeah.
surrounding it, being the start of a brand new cinematic universe, like being the new Superman after canning Henry Cavill, unfortunately.
And then bringing him back and then
Just a
canning him
lot
again.
of yeah, just a lot of things up in the air, and uncertainty with how the next chapter of DC's sort of silver screen future remained. So yeah, I think it really nailed all the notes that it needed to for me personally. Like the tone,
Yep.
I mean, the tone was very consistent with what we saw in the trailers. Lots of like optimism, very hopeful and kind of positive tone, very bright, obviously, like we said.
Yep.
Um, but also I think a good start to a cinematic universe. Like I think, like you mentioned, it's maybe not the best movie per se, but it's
Yeah.
a great like comic book movie. It's a comic
Yeah.
book come to life, really.
Yeah. That's what I texted
And
you.
yeah, exactly, right. So I think the shortcomings of it are ultimately okay. And of all of the sort of beginnings to cinematic universes, this I feel like does the best job of how much it takes on. Like
Yeah.
there is
There's
a
a lot in
lot
this
in
movie.
this
A
movie.
lot.
But it balances it all relatively well, and I feel like it all services Superman. Like at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's still ultimately a Superman movie. Is it as honed in as maybe some other origin stories, or not really origin stories, but it's like solo movies and stuff?
Yeah.
Probably not, but I think it's still a great starting point. Um, so yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It was one of my like top 10 most anticipated movies for the
Yeah.
year.
Same.
So I'm happy to have been delighted by it, and I am very much looking forward to seeing the next chapter for
Yeah.
this new universe. Yeah, I don't know if there's any other specific things you want to say before we move on. We want to just jump straight into spoiler territory, or do you want to spare
What I
those?
will say is, there is lots of characters. There's lots going on. It's, bang, 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 and it just feels like the movie's over, which isn't a bad
Hmm.
thing. Like sometimes these movies get so long, and it's just like, do we really need all this? And this one, like even you see a lot of superheroes that you've maybe seen before, maybe haven't, but I think they all got
Hmm.
a perfect amount of screen time. Like I was left wanting more of pretty much every single superhero in this movie. Even the
Hmm.
Daily Planet crew. Like I can't wait to see more of them. Jimmy Olsen is
Yeah.
great. I mean, my girlfriend makes fun of me
Hmm.
all the time. I'm such a huge Rachel Brosnahan fan, and I was so excited
Oh
with
yeah.
her. Um, so yeah, that's like every character is just they nailed
The
all the
cast is great
casting.
across the board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you're hesitant at all, whether it's because you're a Man of Steel fan, which I mean, there's not tons of you out there, but if you're trepidatious about that, don't be. It's a great Superman movie. Like
Yeah. And it's a big tonal shift, which I think will probably be the biggest ask of a lot of the more general audiences, maybe.
yeah,
Like they might go in expecting a little bit more of what we've gotten in the last 15 years or so, particularly with Superman.
yeah,
So just go in knowing it's a lot more bright, a lot more fun. Um, and but it's still great. I think, yeah, like the cast is good across the board. Some of James, like I think really many people have probably already said this, but like I don't think it's going to change many people's minds who like aren't already James Gunn fans or aren't
yeah.
already like DCU or DC superheroes fans. You know, like it's still very much a James Gunn movie.
Yeah.
It's a very much a DC movie, like not just Superman. You're getting a lot of DC
Yeah.
characters, like you said. So, um, but yeah, like I think I'd probably slot myself more in the general audience's side. Like my exposure to DC has largely only ever been through the DC extended universe for the last 15 years. I still
Yeah.
haven't even seen like the Christopher Reeve or the Superman Returns
Really?
films.
Wow.
So this is my only other solo Superman film I've actually seen.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't have a ton to kind of pull from, but I
Yeah.
don't think it did a too bad of a job of kind of pulling me in and getting me engaged and excited for the
Yeah.
characters. I loved David Cornsweet. I do think like if you wanted to get a little bit more critical of it or nitpicky, yeah, it doesn't really hold your hand in um, doing the normal solo film or origin story sort of
Yeah.
things. Like we move past so much of what we've seen in typical solo movies in the opening text crawl, right?
Yeah.
Like
In 30
uh
seconds, here's where
yeah,
Superman is in this universe, and let's go. Like
yeah,
it's
pretty
there's
much.
no hand holding to begin with. Like which I
Yeah,
mean, if you've
which
seen most origin stories, like Superman at this point, like he's been around for what,
that's the
90
thing. And I
years?
think, yeah, and for better or for worse, I think James Gunn does like it does an admirable or a respectable choice in not holding your hand, because it's not just the history of Superman or even the history of DC. It's the history of superhero movies in general on this on
Yeah.
the big screen, right? Like a lot of the, especially like the opening weekend crowds and stuff that are going to see this are the people who have kind of learned the kind of tropes and the like pitfalls, shortcomings, the regular things you'll see in these types of movies.
Yeah.
So it's doing that sort of in response to the history, like multiple decades now that we've had of superhero films. So, for better, for worse, like some in some ways it's really great and really nice and really refreshing. In some other ways, maybe could have um, been improved, but then in sacrifice of some other things. So, but
Yeah.
really, at that point, you're kind of getting like you're weighing the options, and you're also becoming a little bit more subjective in those things.
Yeah.
Everything I've heard online and in reviews I've seen, and like speaking with friends like yourself, Cole, like fans of superhero movies and fans of DC and fans of Superman, I think are gonna really love this movie.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of general audiences are going to, at the very least, have a good time. Like it's a fun
Yeah.
time at the end of
I
the day.
can't see anybody walking. I'll be like, wow, that was a waste of time. If you're not, even if you're not a huge superhero fan, I think you can find something in this movie that you're gonna like. Like
Totally.
the action is great. Like I love the shots of him flying the close up. Like, and you get that
So
multiple
cool.
times through the movie, and with multiple heroes,
Hmm.
it's not just Superman. Like that was just seeing that. I was like, this is awesome. I wish I was seeing it in IMAX. Honestly, like that was the only thing I walked
Yeah.
out being like, I want to go to Calgary and I want to see this movie in IMAX. Like
Yeah.
but the full 2 hours are just great. I mean, I even sat as pretty much as close as I could to the screen because I'm like, I know
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
gonna be some cool shots from the trailers. But yeah,
Hmm.
like again, and I'm a huge DC fan. I've been reading comics since I was like 8, 7 or 8, I think.
Hmm.
So like going in, I knew most of well, I knew all the characters, but my girlfriend is kind of a casual and she was never lost. She was never like, hey, who is that? What do they do? What is their purpose in either the movie or in the Justice Gang? Like it was pretty well explained. So we
Yeah.
skipped some of
Yeah. And I
Superman's
think
origins, but in order to get all these characters in, you had to sacrifice something, right?
totally. Yeah. Like, or you go the sort of Zack Snyder route and you do a 2 hour, 45-minute long movie, right?
Yeah,
So,
which
um,
yeah,
yeah. But I don't like, again, like I'm very much the same sort of casual fan in the same way, and yeah, I didn't really ever feel lost or anything, or at the same time like they were uh over explaining things to me. Like there wasn't a ton
yeah,
of clunky exposition, which was great. Maybe some tiny bits here and there, but not enough to make you like really linger on it. Like by the time it's over, like you're on to the next thing, or there's like a
yeah,
big, cool action set piece, right? Like it doesn't waste a ton of time on those sort of things, which is great. Um, but yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good spot to leave our spoiler free
yep,
review. Both shining endorsements from both of us, both as a diehard DC fan and a more sort of casual movie going fan. I think you will have a great time at the movies with Superman.
absolutely.
It's a
Yeah,
great summer blockbuster for this year. So, yeah, we'll leave it there for our spoiler free thoughts. If you have not seen Superman 2025 yet, then please pause the video here. Come on back once you've seen it. Or if you don't care about any spoilers, then stick around because that's what we're talking about now. So, yeah, do you want to start? Let's maybe start on a couple of the like lowlights for you, Cole. Like, what were some of the major, like, obviously you really liked the film, but like,
yeah.
what were some of the maybe more nitpicky things or things you think maybe could have been slightly improved?
I can't think of like anything too crazy off the top. Like there's a lot of characters and sometimes, you might get lost, but like we said, I don't think it does a really bad job with that. Like, and it's a really
Sure.
snappy runtime. Like it's what, 2 hours? Just over 2 hours?
I
Like,
actually, yeah,
like,
I think I don't think it ever felt long. It's just
no,
that it has a ton in it because
Yeah,
like when I checked the runtime, I'm like 2 hours and 10 minutes. What?
yeah,
It's
right.
only that long? Like,
Yeah, and like
because there's so much that goes on.
and there is tons, like a
Hmm.
lot. Maybe one minor gripe, like we see tons of Superman in this movie. We don't see a ton of Clark Kent, but in the beginning when we do get
Sure.
to see him and he's got the front page, like that was great. And I wish we could have saw
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
a bit more of Clark Kent interacting with the Daily Planet crew because man, the whole entire staff there is great.
Yeah.
And just the fact that they're kind of given to Clark Kent right off the bat, like call him basically a bad writer, is as a
Yeah,
former
yeah.
journalist, pretty funny. So yeah, maybe say
Yeah.
maybe some more Clark Kent and more interactions there. But what
Hmm.
else? Maybe like the Ultraman thing was like it was pretty obvious what that was. So like
Mm,
I don't know. I mean, I think I know where they're going next with that. Like, I think if you're a DC
right.
Comics fan, you kind of know what's gonna happen. Maybe not the next movie, but like we're heading there. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
It certainly
that
sets it
maybe
up.
right. Like, it's definitely going to be Bizarro. He just got punted into his own world. It'll be Bizarro world. Like, it's
Hmm.
gonna happen eventually, which is cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
the Ultraman thing, like the reveal, like was like I don't know about you, but soon as they got into the Fortress of Solitude, I'm like that's probably a Superman clone, and if not, like he's done something weird. But I don't know. As soon
Right.
as that happened, I was
Yeah, I
like, it's
think
definitely a clone.
yeah, I think with that one, uh I think the reveal didn't quite have the sort of punchiness as maybe they were hoping for. Like I
Hmm.
think even like I, who doesn't really know all the inner workings of who's who sometimes, like I knew something was up with Ultraman right
Yeah,
away. And knowing like of Bizarro kind of in the background,
yeah,
like in the peripheral, like I think they maybe just lingered on that reveal too long. Had it come a little earlier in the movie, maybe it would have been like, oh yeah, okay, that like it had a little bit more of an effect. But yeah, um, yeah, I would agree with those. I would say my biggest thing is, and again, like most of these like lowlights or gripes or anything are pretty inconsequential ultimately. But I will say probably my biggest critique of the movie was the comedy because it's
really.
very James Gunn comedy,
Hmm.
but I think there was a few scenes where it just felt a little too undermining of like some of the kind of tonal beats that they were trying to land in those scenes. Like one that immediately springs to mind is the Pocket Universe scene where Lex is threatening the is it falafel stand guy with
Yeah,
the
he helped
revolver.
Superman once or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That I thought was like a really good scene and one of my favorite
right.
Lex
Yeah,
Luthor scenes.
yeah,
It was just the like joke at the end because it's like it really comes out of nowhere. Like you're
yeah. I
not
did not
expecting him
expect
to
that.
actually
No.
kill him.
Yeah,
But then like they throw in that one little joke like right as they leave, and it's like,
yeah,
oh, okay, that's
yeah.
kind of weird.
He's
And it
like,
happens
I
like a
didn't
couple
expect
times
that to
here and
happen
there.
so soon or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah. It's
totally
just
know what you
like
mean.
yeah.
You just killed
Um,
someone, and he's just like, oh well, I'll be back tomorrow with somebody else. Maybe
Yeah,
Clark
yeah.
Kent.
You see like Superman like crying in agony on the ground from like a person he knew just dying in front of him, and then Lex does this like little jab at the end, like I'll kill that reporter you interview all the time. Clark
Yeah.
Kent is like, ah, that's funny, but he just murdered a dude. So like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, there was just like a couple of those small things here and there, but yeah, ultimately didn't ruin the movie necessarily. It's very much like James Gunn. So like I would say like just kind of going forward, I do kind of hope they're able to clock um the right match for the right project in terms of
Mhm.
creator and creative vision. Because like while I think this still was good, and like I know like James Gunn is a huge fan of Superman and DC Comics overall, and he has this like encyclopedic knowledge and everything, so like obviously like that's why he's running the show. But I do hope they're able to kind of keep that tight grip on like, okay, let's make sure we're not just giving like whatever project to whoever just because they're kind of in charge or whatever. And like with the case of James Gunn, I do hope he still kind of steers the ship and everything, but I
Yeah.
would like to see this Superman with another director at the helm, maybe going forward with for like at least one more sequel, or like whenever he's in a Justice League movie or something, or a uh what are they called, uh World's Finest.
Yeah.
So but yeah, those that was like one of the bigger things. It's a busy movie. Again, nothing was too bad. Like I would say, just more of the same thing of like, I do wish we maybe got a couple more scenes here and there. Loved the scene between Clark and Lois in their apartment when they were having
Yeah.
that back and forth interview. I thought that was great. Would love to see more of that. Um, I thought the Justice Gang stuff was great and funny. I look forward to seeing like more of them and how that kind of
Yeah.
develops. Um, what else? Yeah, I'm coming up short on like I like, because this is more of maybe how I was going in with my expectations rather than just overall gripes. The uh like issue 3 comic book sort of feeling of this film just being
Mm.
dropped in and having so much going on, I think it is a little bit at odds uh against the sort of more common expectations maybe that people might have and that I sort of had of this being a
Yeah.
more solo film, because like where I thought this movie was its strongest was in all of the like really honed in Superman stuff. So like Clark, Superman, and then like the sort of first layer of supporting characters like Ma and Pa Kent, the
Yeah.
Daily Planet people, you know, Lex Luthor, um, and then sort of that second layer of supporting characters and other sort of B plots and everything was maybe secondary, with maybe the exception of like Mr. Terrific. I thought he was
Yeah.
awesome in this movie.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like all of the scenes with those sort of core cast of characters, I thought were the strongest. Like I adored the Kent family farm stuff. I thought that was
It's
great.
so
Him
good,
waking
right? Yeah.
up with Crypto just laying on his chest. This the speech his dad gives. Oh man, I heard
Yeah.
tears just like around me in the theater. Just like diehard Superman fans, like, oh man, this must just be hitting a nerve.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love that stuff, and I do hope we get more of that. Not that I wish this was different necessarily. It's just that I do hope we still are able to get that stuff, and that we don't lose these things in the shuffle of building this new cinematic universe. You know,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, those would be like the main sort of gripes here and there. Let's talk about some highlights. What were some things you loved in this movie, Cole? So
I'm
specific things. I know you obviously
I
love the movie, but
yeah, I'm gonna shout out the cameos. Peacemaker drew probably the
oh
biggest
yeah, hell
laugh,
yeah.
which shocked me
Oh
because
yeah,
like
dude, that blindsided me. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about him.
I was shocked he was in it, and I was shocked that people reacted because every time I talk to somebody, they're like, "I don't know what Peacemaker is. I've
Who?
never heard of it." Don't, yeah, it's like, and I love that show. I might be one of the biggest Peacemaker fans. I can't. I'm gonna rewatch it during the next couple weeks, and I cannot wait for season two. And I was
hmm
trying so hard to just because he keeps going, and then like the scene kind of starts again. I was trying to listen to what he
Yeah,
says, and
yeah,
I can't wait to go back for just kind of rewatch that. And
yeah.
Supergirl, I did not. I again, there was a rumor she was going to appear. Loved her 30
Right.
seconds, and I cannot wait for that movie. We got another year, but
Yeah,
man,
that's gonna be
like
cool.
it's going to be completely opposite of Superman and how she is, which is awesome. I can't wait to see, her just getting absolutely hammered and going to all these planets and causing mayhem. It's going to be great. So
Yeah.
yeah, the cameos, and I love the ending when the big one of the big twists is the message his actual parents leave, and every time he
Oh
needs to
yeah.
calm down, they play his actual parents message, and then at the end it's
hmm
mom, pa Kent. Loved that. That was
Yeah. That
amazing.
was a great sort of bookend for the film.
Yeah. And the other thing,
Yeah.
I texted you this one was just I love how people in Metropolis just don't give a fuck what's going on. They're just a giant creature, and Guy Gardner just bonking him on the head, and Clark and
Yeah.
Lois are just kind of hanging out, and
Yeah.
even with like the big lizard, like people are just like, yeah, it's just another day in Metropolis. Like there's another creature out
Yeah.
there. Oh man,
Yeah.
even the
All
last kind
right,
of
get
bit,
the
like
go bag, honey. We got to get out of Metropolis again.
like the Daily Planet
Yeah.
crew are like the last to leave. Like the city's being split in half, and they're just
Everyone's
like,
running around them. Yeah.
and they're just like, "Oh, you're still
That was
here. I
good.
guess you're hopping in the ship with us. Let's go."
Yeah.
So yeah, I just I love the nonchalant, like, "Oh, it's just another day. Superman's on this planet. We'll be all right." Like, just loved that. It was
Yeah.
so funny.
Very good. Yeah. Yeah. That was good. That definitely made it feel like a lived in universe, which was
Right?
great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I really liked the scenes with in Baravia where the
Yep.
kids were hoisting up
Yeah.
that flag.
So good.
That was a really cool sort of um iconic shot from the movie. There's lots of really good shots. Loads of
Yeah.
people are just plastering the shot of him rising from the smoke and
So good.
dust.
That was
So
amazing.
good.
Oh yeah. As soon as I
Yep,
saw that, I'm like,
loved that
that
piece.
is amazing. That yeah, that might be
Hmm.
honestly my favorite shot in the entire 2 hours and 10 minutes. Like so
Hmm.
good.
Yep. I loved the cold open too. Like
Yep.
the text crawl was very unexpected. Loved the sort of like synergy between the like 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, whatever.
Three
That was
minutes.
really
Superman
cool.
just finally lost his first fight. I was like, oh fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
And I probably one of my like highlights. Uh, I was not expecting to get as much crypto as we got, and I loved every
What?
second of it. Crypto
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Yeah,
I
I
loved
loved
it,
it.
and I also really happy that it wasn't too distracting. Like to see like a CG dog. Like I think it worked largely,
I
which was
honestly
really good.
I thought there was a stand-in for quite a few shots. I'm like, that's a
Yeah,
real dog. Like,
yeah,
but
dude.
apparently like
Honestly,
90% of it was just CG, which is crazy.
yeah. Crazy. But yeah, I absolutely loved Crypto. I hope we get more of him in the Supergirl
Supergirl, we're gonna
show
get
or
lots.
movie.
I yeah,
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, the fight sequences were really cool. Loved the baseball diamond scene
same,
with
so
Engineer
good.
and what's his name?
Ultraman.
Ultraman. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, Lex Luthor. How did you feel about Lex Luthor,
I
Cole?
loved him.
How did you feel about Nicholas Holt?
Felt like the comic version where he just like hates Superman because he isn't Superman. Like that's basically what Lex
Did he?
is.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just like
He
I've
was
been
sort of the
waiting.
biggest question mark for me.
Yeah, no, I thought Nicholas Holt was great. I can't wait to see more of him. Like we're obviously going to get
Yeah,
him at some point. He might not be like a major factor in the next Superman movie, but
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
I again the casting they nailed it. Like I can't believe how good everybody was. Like Guy Gardner
yeah.
was great. Like I loved all of his
Mm-hmm.
interactions with the Justice Gang, and when he goes to Bravia
Mm-hmm.
and his fingers are going up, like that was
Yeah,
so funny. Like
yeah.
oh
Make a
man,
move, Blake
yeah,
Blue. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah. Lex Luthor was the biggest question mark for me, and I mean, it's largely probably just from my lack of um, sort of criteria or content to pull from with past experience. Like I don't have that much. Really, just Jesse Eisenberg, I guess.
which
Technically, so I wasn't. I wasn't expecting that. Let's just put
yeah.
that on the shelf. Like I wasn't expecting that. Thankfully, I knew that that was sort of a off the wall interpretation of the character, but I think I was like just expecting a little bit more like um I wasn't expecting him to be as batshit insane as he
Oh
actually
yeah,
is, like completely off the wall.
yeah.
Uh, but I thought it was a really good performance. I really liked. There was one review on Letterboxd I saw that I completely agree with, and it's someone said I can completely see this Lex Luthor donning a giant purple and green mech suit to fight Superman, and I think that's a
Yeah,
great kind of distillation of what we get in this movie.
and
He's
we may
just
get that at some point.
such a Yeah, and we might get that at one point. Exactly. Yeah. No, it was really good. I think um the like as much as I sort of maybe had a problem with uh the James Gunn humor at some points, other points it did still work for me. And I think like I mean, again, one of the biggest highlights, the tone overall, just feels like such a relieving breath of fresh air to
Hmm.
have this like steadfast, hopeful, optimistic, like love for humanity in this character of Superman.
Yeah,
Um, and just have that be met with this like fun and engaging tone and like some light brevity, humor, and everything, both in sort of like some of the slapstick like background scenes like we talked about before with the citizens of Metropolis. Um, but also in just some of the like gags. And I think David Cornsweet did a great job in like handling some of the humor as well.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other big highlights for me. There's just so much in this movie that goes on.
Oh, it's packed from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah. And we
I
didn't really
mean,
talk about
yeah,
Mr.
there's
Terrific either, and he was awesome. Like
ooh,
every time
yeah,
he was
yeah.
on the screen, it was just like, holy shit, this like
Talk
again,
about a
that's what
supporting character that stole the show. Yeah.
you know James Gunn is at his best when he brings these characters that are kind of in the background and maybe even farther in the
Yeah,
background, and he can really elevate them and make them lovable and make them just pop on screen. Like take a
totally.
band of misfits and give them to James Gunn, and
Mhm.
he can really hit it
You're
out of the
set.
park.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, like, you can even really tell, and I think that's why, despite the fact that there's so many characters in this movie, like, you can really tell when, especially when it comes to like the Justice Gang and stuff, he's in his element. Like,
Yeah,
he handles those scenes and with those characters so well. Like he could have easily already made a movie
yeah,
out of those characters, you
100%.
know?
And you never
Um,
get tired of seeing
yeah,
them either. It's not like, oh, why are they
totally.
on the screen again? It's like, oh, I can't wait. They're back. Like, because there's times where
Exactly.
there's a little bit of a stretch where you don't see them and then they pop up again. And it's like, it's amazing. I can't believe he
Yeah.
nailed some of these characters like in a Superman movie. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, if you were to tell me 10 years ago, hey, there's going to be a Superman movie with a bunch of characters that, are kind of B, C, D level characters and you're bringing them in, I've been like, okay, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Mhm. Totally. Yeah. Yeah, it feels almost more like it's a Superman movie in the same way that Civil War is a Captain America movie, in the
Yep,
same sort of vein, you know?
yep,
But in
for
all
sure.
the best ways, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, the
Um,
previous DCU couldn't have done this movie. Like, there's no way. Like, Zack Schneider is
no.
not making this movie. Nobody is making this kind of movie back then. And maybe they
Yeah.
learned a lesson. They're kind of it's more Marvel-y in terms of a movie than the previous DCU, but that's fine. Like, Superman isn't has doesn't have to be this super serious character. Like, we'll see what
Mhm.
Batman. Like, I'm interested to see what they do with Batman because like I think Batman is actually pretty funny in the comics. Like he has some dark humor, and I can't wait to see them
I've
pull
seen
that
some
out,
clips, like,
right?
online and stuff of, like, from the animated shows and
Yeah,
stuff where he
even in
just
the
has this
comics,
super
like
dry.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I can't. I would be disappointed if it's like this. If like I think James Gunn could do a Batman movie, but he would be real. It'd be a swing and a miss to bring this kind of comedy in there. With Superman
Mhm.
and Batman being the foil, it would work. But a solo Batman movie, like we'll see. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how they kind of tackle the other side of the
Mhm.
coin.
Yeah, yeah, really just interested to see how they handle like individual characters and their individual projects going forward to see if they go for that sort of consistent like synchronized tone across the board, sort of how Marvel has, or if they try and do sort of what the DCEU did in one chapter of their like tenure in doing these sort of one-off sort of you could say like
Yeah,
projects with different tones like where they went from like Shazam to Aquaman to the Suicide Squad, to Birds of
yeah,
Prey. um so yeah, very interested to see um, that. But yeah, I think that's a good spot for us to leave it. There's endless things we could talk about in this movie.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
I
cannot
think I
recommend it
may
enough.
actually try and go see it again, just to kind of reabsorb it and especially kind of take it in with those expectations adjusted,
I think it's going to be
because
great on a
it's
rewatch because it is so snappy. Like you're in and out. Like I didn't
totally,
feel like
yeah.
I was in there for 2 hours. Like it
Hmm.
went by so quick, and that's just a testament in how much fun this movie is. Like it's so
Totally.
much fun. Perfect summer blockbuster.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, Cole, thank you so much for joining me to help me gas up Superman for this
Anytime.
review. Yeah, I look forward to having you back on to revisit this universe as it kind
Yeah,
of
we got
plays out, as
Peacemaker next
more
month.
projects come out. Yeah, maybe you know what? Perfect excuse for me
Get
to
get
finally
watching
watch
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, and then we could
Yeah.
maybe do like a little re-review show on it
I'm
before season two
rewatching it
comes out,
here
if that'd be
in a
fun.
week or two, so let's do it. I cannot wait. It is
Awesome.
like it is so funny that series. Like I quote it all the time, and people like don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, I don't care because it's so funny. I'm even
This
gonna
is for
make
me.
Carlene
This is
watch
for
it.
me
Like
and only. I don't
I'm
care if
making her
you.
watch it. I'm like, we have to watch it. It's so good.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. We'll maybe try and figure that out. But yeah, thanks again for joining me. Where can the people find you?
I was gonna shout out my letterbox, and now I think it's just Parkinson 4. Let me
Oh
double
yeah,
check.
yeah, yeah. Let's get that in there. See if I can get there
Yeah,
too.
just Parkinson
Cool.
4. That's it.
Parkinson 4 on Letterboxd. Cool. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Um, Excellent. And actually, also before I do my plugs and everything, how would you feel? This is more of a hypothetical than anything, but
Oh,
I was just scrolling Twitter and seeing some like threads and stuff, uh, and just wanted to get your quick like sort of take on it. How
yeah.
would you feel if they announced Battinson as the Batman in the new DCU, and we were going to get a Superman Batman?
No, I wouldn't. I don't.
No,
It's
you don't
just
think so?
no. It's just it's too real, too down to earth. Like, could they pull it off?
Hmm.
Sure, but I kind of want a Batman that's like a Batman movie that's established with some magic and clay. They're making a Clayface movie that's in the DCU. Like, I can't see
Right.
them without completely changing Clayface and how he operates in the
Gotcha.
comics. Like, it doesn't work in that universe
Hmm.
unless the next movie is completely different, which it's written, so I don't think it's going to work. But
Right.
and even then, like they're talking like Damien is going to be the Robin, and in that universe, it doesn't make sense because we don't have
Mm,
Ra's al Ghul yet. So yeah, I think there's a lot
gotcha.
of work if they want to do that, but we'll see. I
Better
love
off
the
without.
Batman, so
Yeah. I think the intrigue online is probably largely just from the dichotomy of the two characters in and the two films, obviously, like such a
yeah,
total shift
it like
in these two
completely.
movies now looking at them. Yeah. So I think it like there would be a world where it would be entertaining to watch them sort of play off each other,
Yeah.
especially with their given movies and tones and everything. But
And I
yeah,
think
I
it's just
think
because
it's
people are so stoked about these two movies. They're like, why don't we just put them together? Like, they're both great movies.
yeah,
Why don't they work? But I don't know,
yeah,
man. Like,
it
it
doesn't
would
always
be
work
like
that
putting,
way.
yeah, it's like would be putting Christian Bale and Chris Nolan's Batman in a Superman universe. It's just like I don't
Yeah,
think it works. Like,
yeah,
he's just a regular guy in that universe, and in the comics,
totally.
sure, he's a regular guy, but is he? No. Like, so
Yeah,
no, I'm interested to
yeah,
see
for
who
sure.
they cast and how they do it. But Pattinson, no,
Hmm.
just give me the Batman part two. It's all I need.
Yeah,
Whenever
yeah.
that is,
Let's
if
worry
it's
about
10 years
that.
or
But
15 years or whenever we're gonna actually shoot this movie, I don't know.
it's gonna have a timeline very similar to the Flash, but hopefully less criminal charges with the lead. Um,
Yeah.
and with that, you can find me wherever you're listening to or watching this episode of the No Score Review Show. I am slowly trying to get back in the rhythm of things. This is my second review of the year, halfway through the
Oh
year.
yeah.
But you got to start somewhere, right? So, yeah, be sure to stay tuned. Maybe we'll try and get that Peacemaker rewatch and everything off the ground. I'm going to try and do a Fantastic Four review as well. That's coming up next week as the time of this recording. So yeah, just stay tuned for all things No Score. You can find me on all the socials at No Score or at No Score Reviews. And if you want more No Score DC review stuff, and with Cole, you can check out that video we mentioned at the top of this podcast, the DC Extended Universe in Review, as part of my sort of franchise and review series going on the channel. We reviewed the entire DC Extended Universe a couple of years ago, in anticipation of the last entry in the series, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So yeah, feel free to go check those videos out. And until next time, we will see you all in the next review. Bye bye.